Alright, I am back again. I just have a couple things I'm going to talk about. I had done a video on how Ukraine was turned down by NATO to become a member, but they're going to add Sweden. I had a nice little video done up and I was going to upload, and my gut told me don't do it. Glad I did it. I'm glad I listened. Anyway, two things I want to talk about are, well, first off, the Secret Service has, and you're going to be shocked by this, I tell you. The Secret Service has announced that they are closing the investigation on the White House cocaine because they just don't have anything to tell them who it belonged to. Again, one of the most secured buildings in the country, if not the world. They don't know who brought illegal drugs into it. And yes, I'm saying most secured places because depending on which version of the story you hear, it could have been found in one of several locations. All but one of which you pretty much have security protocols to go through, cameras galore, you name it. But hey, we don't know who did it. They know it's cover up. Don't think the government's covering up? Look at the FBI. Some of the things that come out on them about censoring posts about Ukraine because we can't have anything negative to say about Ukraine now, can we? And this is at the bequest of Ukraine. How's that not treason? Carrying out activities to censor American citizens at the request of a foreign government? How is that constitutional? I dare you to answer that. But that's a different topic entirely, one that I probably shouldn't answer or post about because I've already blasted the FBI on Twitter and I'm pretty sure I'm on a list. And there's a good chance I'll be suicided by multiple gunshots to the back of the head with no firearm in the vicinity. Oh well, let's get to the second topic though, shall we? This kind of relates into the video I did not cover on, which was Ukraine not being admitted into NATO. In the video, I said, there's no way, there were people talking that this was the end of Ukraine. Russia's going to win. And I didn't actually believe it. I actually did come out and say that that's not an indicator, that they have too much involved in it, that they're doing all these defense agreements and all this stuff. There's no way that they would just throw Ukraine to the bus like that with so much money tied up. And then an article came across my bow from Reuters. I probably mispronounced that, sorry. Speech impediment. I literally do have one. In the particular article, they're working to negotiate with Russia to extend the Black Sea Grain Agreement, I believe is the name of it, giving them access to a payment payment company that they had originally pulled when they invaded Ukraine, that they cut Russia off. Now all of a sudden they're using that as a negotiation to extend that grain deal. Like what, a day or two after they gave you told Ukraine, no, you're not allowed into NATO until you end things with Russia? And my immediate thought that went through my mind was, good God Almighty, Russia's going to pull it off. And you know what? I'm starting to actually, the more I have pondered on it, the more I have actually came to that conclusion that, yeah, Ukraine very well was involved in a proxy war against Russia, but I'm guessing because they couldn't do it, they're going to feed them to Russia. I'm starting to actually think that. Even a couple of days ago, it was about 2 days ago when the news broke about NATO not admitting Ukraine, I did not believe it. I legitimately did not believe that they would cut Ukraine off like that. Because they had back in May said, and under no circumstances would they be open to using reinstating that payment agreement with Russia. They said back in May, no way we were going to do it. Off the table. 2 days after they say no to Ukraine, it's back on the table. I'm interested to see, will Russia take it or not? Will they take it or will they hold out for more? That's what I'm interested in seeing. We may actually be seeing the end of Ukraine. I don't know what. I'm baffled by this. I'm truly baffled. I don't know why. I don't understand. As much hate as they have for Russia and for Putin, I don't. And after all the billions and billions of dollars, if not trillions by now, that has been poured into Ukraine, to just, I see why they didn't admit them into NATO. I actually agree with the decision. I think it would have made matters far worse. But now all of a sudden just 2 days after NATO giving Ukraine the finger, and of course giving Sweden, which I think was a compromise there. But yeah, to go from, I'm legitimately baffled. I know I personally did not foresee that coming. That's something entirely new to me that I didn't anticipate it. I was just hoping that it would be like a stalemate and, Russia wouldn't get beat, but they kind of come up with a reason to bow out. That there would be some sort of concessions take place, agreement, and where Russia didn't get beat, but by the same token, they didn't win. I was hoping it'd be something like that. Because, let's face it, I enjoy watching. I'm not a complete and total hater of Russia. I've always said that I want relations between the United States and Russia to be normalized to where, I'd like to go to Russia one day, and especially go there and not have to worry about having something planted on me and arrested and spending the rest of my life in jail. I've always wanted that type of relationship with Russia. And I've always thought that it'll be a while just because there's too many people on both sides that just don't like the other. But I was hoping that through this that there would be one thing would lead to another, compromises be made, changes made in leadership in Russia, which would be part of the equation that would need to take place. And I was hoping that would happen. And it may happen yet. But if they basically decide to sacrifice Ukraine at this point, I think it would delay that. Probably to the point that my dream of getting to go to Russia, because they actually do have an interesting history. Unfortunately, a lot of it was lost with the Soviet Revolution in 1917, I believe it is, just off the cuff, when the Soviet Union took over and the Tsar fell. Before 1917, they had just an amazing history and rich culture. Like I said, a lot of it got lost, but I would still like to go there. I'd like to see the palaces and things like that. I just think that would be interesting. But now, the way things are looking, it don't look like it's going to happen in my lifetime. And I'm relatively young. I don't look it, but I am. For the record, this is what, long periods of high stress and surviving the COVID twice will do to you. And crap diet, that's part of it too. That's just my thoughts on it. I know this is kind of a ramble. It's been one of those days to one of those weeks. And yeah. Do you think, I'm just curious, do you think Russia's going to actually win this? Do you think they're willing to sacrifice at least part of Ukraine to Russia? Why? I mean, it does seem like there is a certain degree of backpedaling in regards to Ukraine. Do you find that suspect? What deals were made? I mean, there's a lot of things going through my mind right now. And I'm not sure how to process it. It's usually I have a little bit, some gut intuition as to what is going on to form an opinion. And sometimes it's right, sometimes it's wrong. But on this one, I don't have the foggiest of the foggies as to what's going on. Anyway, I'll try to remember to throw a few links down below. Again, let me know what you think. Interesting times we live in. Later.